I haven't received too much from the film fraternity as yet.
Oh.
See, I've had near-death situations in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Like?
I don't know if I want to share.
Okay.
It's a little scary. तो मैं 4 गाने ले गया दिनू सर को और मैंने बोला sorry please गाने सुनिए. What do you think about it? I didn't expect anything. So he really liked the first. He trashed the other 3. Love Ajkal was like a very big defining movie for me in my growing up years. People in my family have achieved so much. And because I knew that being in this family, I will be too sheltered and protected. So I think till I was 5-6 years old, I realized that it's going to be very protected, and there was like a lot of reasons we couldn't do certain things. Whoever my friends are, they are all very normal, simple people from around the country, like accessible, I guess. But he's very normal and we're very simple people. Yeah.
Your first Bollywood crush?
Preity Zinta.
Oh my gosh, she was a universal favorite, I think.
She still is.
Hello everyone, welcome to Showsha. I am Titas Chowdhury in conversation with the man of the moment, Veer Pahariya.
Thank you so much.
Hi Veer, how are you?
Lovely.
Great.
I'm feeling great, yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I have been seeing some, clips from the celebrity screening that happened. There was this video where, Boni sir came to you and, gave you that long, warm hug. Tell me, what are some of the reactions that you have received from members of the film fraternity that really stayed back with you?
To be honest, I haven't received too much from the film fraternity as yet.
Okay.
Because abhi ek hi din hua hai, I think, to the film. And I've got a very warm welcome, a warm appreciation from my parents, my close family, my nani, nana. Unfortunately, my dada passed away a month ago, so I couldn't have him see the film. But he blessed me for it, and I have it on WhatsApp, so it's very, very special. Yes, it's mostly been them. And, Akshay sir and me, we had a chat about it, and we showed it to the Honorable Defence Minister, Rajnath Singh ji, and the 3 chiefs of the Defence Forces, the Army, Air Force and Navy, and some Air Force veterans and NCC cadets who are 18, 19-year-old people, young youth of just prior to them getting enrolled in the Defence Forces. So we got a good feeling from there. And also we felt like, we made a very, a film that really, the message of the film and the intent of the film is correct.
That's correct.
So will we be proud of the film? Yes. Is our family proud of us for being part of this film? Yes. So I think when those 2 questions were answered, that has given us a lot of satisfaction as artists.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I'm feeling it.
But what was the vibe like during the celebrity screening? So many people turned up to show support, right from industry veterans to younger actors like, Rasha. What was the vibe like that day?
It was really incredible and overwhelming. I've always heard of these premieres and things like that in in movies and in pop culture and shows, etc.
Right.
So when it was mine, उस moment में तो मुझे पता नहीं था कि क्या हो रहा है, पर अभी हाँ 2 दिन हो गए हैं तो अभी समझ में आया कि मेरे picture का वो था. But I didn't get the chance to watch the whole film in one go, so I am looking forward to that.
Yes, great. Veer, I just heard you saying, it's great to see that, shows are getting booked. The shows are running houseful. All of that I'm sure it's there, the external things, the validation that you're receiving. Have you had the time to actually sit down and sink it all in yet?
I actually have not. I've not eaten or slept in days.
Really?
I have not. I don't know if you can see it in my face or maybe. But I'm very, very happy that I'm not being able to do that, because for many, many years I was working on films, but there was a lot of period waiting. So I waited for this time and I not get time to do anything except work. So I'm very grateful to everyone and for accepting me, because I think as an artist, it's very okay and alright to be in love with your work, but it also, because of the market forces and everyone, it needs to bring money to people who are investing in the film or in the product. So I'm happy that they accepted me as this character, Tabby, which is very, very close to my heart, and I gave my life and soul to this. It's very, very far as a personality from how I am. I think it's been a journey of 3-something years. So I took myself there. So maybe now you feel like it wasn't far, but yeah, I had a great growth. And I'm very happy for the rejections that I had. I'm very happy for the time. I'm happy for the test, mentally, physically. And yeah, I think finally, now that it's come, I'm prepared for it.
That's great. But are you somebody, like you said, you haven't eaten or slept in days?
Yeah.
Are you somebody who stops eating when he gets overexcited?
That's a normal human hormone, right? When you have
No,
adrenaline
I don't
is
think
up.
so.
See, I've had near-death situations in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Like?
I don't know if I want to share.
Okay.
It's a little scary.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've seen like it. मैंने मौत को आंखों से देखा है और तभी उसको मतलब 45 minutes 1 hour के लिए भूख ही नहीं लगती because your body goes into fight or flight mode because your adrenaline is so high. But yeah, that's why I've not been. And we've always constantly been running and promoting, right, the film. You know, so many cities. But I'm very grateful. I always wanted this because I think work is. Somebody told me that. Akshay sir only told me that you must respect your work, then your work will respect you.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. You have had such a rich association, Veer, with Maddock Films. You know, you have spoken about it that you had assisted on films like Stree 2 and Bhediya. You were also the body double of Varun Dhawan. During your time as an AD on those films, can you tell me what did you really pick up from the actors, or like maybe Rajkumar or Varun for that matter?
I think what I learned from all the actors in the film and all the artists and the technicians that worked is it was a very difficult film to make. It was shot in the forests of Arunachal Pradesh. It's a pretty, I think Dil Se was shot there.
Koila.
You're right. I confused. SRK. Koila was shot in Arunachal. After that, it was Bhediya. And I think a couple of shows and all that. So it's a very ambitious film. It was to do it there and take the whole unit there, etc. And we shot mostly nights in the jungle. So that challenge was there, but everyone was so driven that they wanted to do something new. And that film had a voice of its own. And now, after many years of the film releasing, it's got a cult following. And now when the universe develops, then you'll understand what that was. So I'm very proud to be a part of a film that was like, was going to be known in our pop culture. And such an iconic character, such an iconic universe, the biggest universe in our movies, right? So yeah, it was a privilege for me.
Yeah. I don't know for how many years have you been associated with Maddock, but how did this...
It's been 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay.
And can I tell you something funny?
Yes.
This film came on 24th Jan, 2025. I joined Maddock on 24th Jan, 2021.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But how did this film happen then? I mean, did you express your desire to maybe Dinesh Vijan sir that you would want to act and you would want to perhaps audition for this one? How did it happen?
I'll keep aside my journey before Maddock Films. I'll tell you from 24th Jan 2021 till my release what I did. Okay.
Yes.
I came into Maddock knowing that Dinu sir has a huge interest in music. If you see, he has been giving super hit albums for all his films. All the chart busters from last year and the year before that were all Maddock. Like, I think in the top 50, at least 10 to 15 songs were Maddock. Whether it's Spotify or any of the apps. And I had also seen that he had got lyrics credit for Jeena Jeena.
Yeah.
Right. But
yeah.
If you see.
Yes, I remember now.
Yeah. So, in COVID, I had approached my earlier passion, which was music. So, I picked up the guitar. मैंने कभी guitar सीखा नहीं था. So, I picked up the guitar. And I got back into composing and my roots. Like, I was like, let me make my basics strong. तो मैं 4 गाने ले गया दीनू सर को और मैंने बोला sorry please गाने सुनिए, what do you think about it? I didn't expect anything. So he really liked the first. He trashed the other 3.
Okay.
But he liked the first a lot, and we're doing something with that now. But that gave me a lot of confidence. Then he asked me, he was like, do you want to do music or what do you want to do? Since I always wanted to act, but I always there are so many talented actors in the industry. How will I stand out? I want to do something that nobody can do. So that's why I touched music, because I think it's something that I'm very passionate about. I can go hours and hours and hours doing it. I'm not thinking about the phone, I'm not thinking about the world. So I think like something like that is my calling. But close to my heart, I always want to act. I've been, associated with movies for so many years. Before that, 6.5 years or something, I had already AD'd and worked in production and costume and art department, etc. in films. I should also write. So he said, right now we're not making any films. This was like early 2021, so I think Ruhi was being released or something that time. Angrezi Medium had just come. I don't recall which other film. Anyway, so I asked sir if he's putting any big film on project, like any films, big, small, anything. I just want to work over there.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge fan of Maddock Films. Not from now. I think Love Ajkal was like a very big defining movie for me in my growing up years. Love Ajkal.
First film?
Of course, the first one. Yeah, 2009.
Yeah.
So that one, and it was a great soundtrack, very stylish, what do you call it, aspirational looking film.
Very modern and new age.
Exactly, yeah. So that was one film that really moved me emotionally as well. So I knew of him since then, and back then I was in boarding school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Delhi. Actually, not Delhi, in Haryana.
Acha.
Sona Road.
Oh, I
Yeah. So about 2 hours from Delhi. And then when I came back coming back to Maddock, I moved on to Bhediya. I think there were 2 films going on for that time, and Bhediya was the one that was just starting. We started working on the prep, and then we went into shoot. While we were shooting, I was willing to give it my all, whatever it took. I don't want to say what all I did, but I did everything. And I think then I got a chance. I got one moment with Amar sir, and I asked him, since I really want to act, what is your advice?
Yeah.
So he said, Veer, you've been assisting for so many years. I think you should take a break from this, because you'll get lost, because you don't want to direct. And this is a very different way of seeing a film. So you should focus on your acting and craft and all that. So I said, sir, but I wanted to learn from you. I wanted to learn from the set and everything. So then I took his advice, I think, and then post that, I worked in a casting agency as a casting assistant for many months. And I used to do lines with actors, and I used to, stand in for them in auditions. And I started auditioning. Again, I went back to it after I had taken that break of this. Then somehow I found out that they were casting for a film in Maddock through the casting agency.
Okay.
It was a different film at that time. It was not Skyforce. And I think I cracked that audition, the first round. And then we had multiple rounds of that. And then we had a look test for that. And I was used to the idea of rejection because it had already happened 3 or 4 times before that. So I didn't really go and expect much. And then somehow, from one audition and one look test, my long hair and my beard was shaved. And I had the mustache, and I had the hair, and I had the overalls. And yeah, from
so you were tabby, basically.
I became tabby.
But Veer, you were saying that, films was something that was always very close to your heart.
Yeah.
You wanted to be a part of the movies. You come from, a political family. Was politics never something in your card? Didn't you ever want to explore that?
Very early in my life, I knew that I wanted to, because people in my family have achieved so much. And because I knew that being in this family, I will be too sheltered and protected. I always wanted to do something different. I always wanted to have my own identity. And my whole fight, since I was probably as young as I can remember, was to create my own identity. That when I walk in a room, you should not know me for that. You should know me for what I am and what I bring to the table.
Sure.
So my pursuit has always been that. And I've been working on that for a while, like for as long as I can know. And I always wanted to do this because it was something that I was very passionate about. It was something that came to me naturally. Of course, I worked on it. Like if it took me naturally to 5%, that extra 95%, I had to work hard for it. If somebody has talent and you can see the talent on screen, it's obviously because there's 90% of work that has gone, so many hours and days and months and years. So yeah, I don't take that for granted. I worked very hard for many years, and I think it was important that I had that little round of rejections that made me stronger mentally, physically, and yeah.
Great. Since you mentioned about your childhood, I want to talk a little bit about that. You said that, of course, because you were guarded and protected. I can understand also because of the family you came from. Would you say that you still had a relatively regular childhood? Or did you know it, ever since you were a child that, okay, this is, a different family?
So I think till I was 5-6 years old, I realized that it's going to be very protected, and there was like a lot of reasons we couldn't do certain things. But I lived a very simple life. I don't have too many friends. Whoever my friends are, they are all very normal, simple people from around the country. Because I lived in many cities, I went to many schools, so I don't have a fixed group of friends. Who I grew up with are my friends, and we talk here and there. But because I had very like simple friends from all kinds of backgrounds, I feel I'm connected to like the culture of this country and the diversity that it has. I would not say that I grew up in like an urban setting like Mumbai, Delhi, etc. And I was honestly rebellious because I always wanted to act. And I knew at 5-6 years only that I can't live here because you have to live life to be an actor.
Bilkul, absolutely.
So yeah, very young, I used to put myself out there and do risky things.
Risky things. Yeah. What's your equation like with your brother? Is he like your friend or like the more stricter one? What is he like?
See, he's not in public life right now. So he's not very like accessible, I guess. But he's very normal and we're very simple people, yeah.
No, but is he like a friend figure to you?
Yeah,
is he somebody you can just go to?
Like
about
friend.
What if you need advice about work or even your personal life?
Yeah, we talk about everything. And we're very close.
That's great. That's great. Before I let you go, since we spoke so much about Maddock and of course their very popular horror comedy universe going ahead, will we see you being a part of it in any way?
I hope they cast me. I really, really want to be part of it. I was like, why did you kill me?
It could be a prequel for all
maybe,
you know.
Maybe.
But Veer, before we let you go, since this is your first film, we have prepared a list of very few questions on all your firsts. So you'll have to walk down the memory line a little, lane a little bit. Okay, your first paycheck.
5,000 rupees for Baazaar. The first film.
That you were an AD on that film. Okay.
Intern AD.
Intern AD. The first film that you auditioned for.
It was not a film, it was an ad.
Okay. Did you crack that?
Yeah.
Okay, fab. The first actor you met ever in your life?
I'm confused. Because I think my first memory is Mr. Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah.
I think I was 9 then. But I'm not sure if I met... No, SRK 9. Yeah.
SRK, yeah. Great. Your first Bollywood crush?
Preity Zinta.
Oh my gosh, she was a universal favorite, I think.
She still is.
She still is, yeah. Especially for us who grew up in the 90s, I think. Yeah. Your first movie date, as in the first movie that you watched, and it was a date. Which movie did you watch?
Date?
Yeah.
I was much older. I think some horror film.
On your date?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very unusual choice. Okay. Your first major purchase, like a first splurge.
I don't really care about materialistic things. I think it's more about experiences.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Your first friend in the industry.
बहुत मुश्किल सवाल है यार.
An actor, let's say, who is your friend? Like the first actor friend you made.
I would say like Janvi Khushi only.
Yeah. Right. Very lastly, since you mentioned Janvi Khushi, since you made your debut now, there are so many other young actors, around you who are perhaps on the verge of making their debuts or have just made their debuts. Do you ever think that this increases the competition even more?
No, I think it's very good. It's very important for new talent to come in. It's not a competition. It is I think at the end of it, it's collaboration.
Yeah.
And if I am able to learn something from another artist, and he or she has their unique style and voice, that will only help me and only help the industry and get more viewers in.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think the more the merrier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. On that note, thank you so much, Veer.
Thank you.
Looking forward to what you do next. Of course, in terms of acting and music, now that we know
it'll
how
come soon.
much you are into music.
It's coming.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Veer Pahariya and you're watching me on News 18.